I'm Ian Rush and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm Chris Pajak and this is the Comment Below show. After an absolutely awful 2-0 defeat to Newcastle, I gave my thoughts on the game outside St James's Park yesterday. It was a bit of a crappy day, to be honest with you. We left Liverpool, Paul and I, at around about 10:30 in the morning. We decided to drive up the M6. Yeah, straight through Carlisle, you know where all the fun is. Yeah, tried to drive through there. A66 completely flooded, water just spilling out over the road. We then decided to take, I say we, it was the Royal Way. I decided to go off-plan and off-road and follow one-lane tracks through wherever it was, the area. North Lancashire maybe, I don't know. We then had to drive through multiple puddles where actually cars were abandoned in some positions before I did the man thing of basically giving up and trying to go back. We got the actual AA route planner out of the back of the car on paper and tried to figure out a way to Newcastle because my Google Maps lady on the sat-nav was on absolute crack yesterday. She was just tweaking out like Steve McLaren had been talking to her for 10 minutes. We then decided to go further up to the A69, I think it was. Yeah, that was closed. But luckily there was a floods police officer there and he gave us a way round and we made it to Newcastle just in time to see that shit. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get on to your comments. Aubrey's done them again today, so this is the first time that I've seen them. The title for this section is Wrong Team. I am Jono. Not being funny, but Klopp played a really bad team. Allen, Lucas and Milner in the same team. That was woeful. Never again play them three together. No creativity between them. And why on earth did he drop a Origi after he got a hat-trick? Great confidence booster right there. I think that was sarcasm at the end. Eddie 422. Milner is a sub at best. He works hard, but is far too limited on the ball. Abid Hussain. I think we went in with the wrong tactics of three holding midfielders. Should have brought on Sturridge for Milner, Allen or Lucas. Benteke and Sturridge should have been partners. Anyways, we go for the next game. I think he meant we go again for the next game. Hashtag YNWA. Zach Evans. I usually like Allen, but I thought today was shocking. Should have played Henderson. Some really interesting points there actually on the wrong team, I think. You know, Henderson was a massive, massive miss for us yesterday, wasn't he? We needed someone to link midfield and attack because Firmino wasn't doing it. Milner wasn't doing it to great effect. I think Milner's best parts of his game yesterday were winning the ball back in the opposition half. From a creative standpoint, I thought he was pretty poor, to be honest with you, but that goes for Firmino. And you know what? Jordan Ibe as well. I know he's a kid. I know he needs time to develop, but he's been in that side a lot recently, and I expect better end balls than that from him because he's got the talent to do it. That's ultimately it. You know, the three that hold the midfielders thing. Yeah, man. I thought Allen was the best of the three of them, to be honest with you. I think Milner played a little bit higher up the pitch than Joe Allen and Lucas Leiva, but Lucas Leiva had a really bad game. Thankfully, that's the first one in, I can't remember, this season maybe. So hopefully it's just a blip for Lucas. He is a much better player than that, and I'm sure in the next game he'll prove it. Klopp Hard Work is the title of the next section. LTC Spitfire. It's getting rid of performances like this, which will prove to be Klopp's hardest task as our manager. This performance was the Liverpool of old. We smash a few opponents, then think we can just turn up and win against lesser opponents, which leads to us getting slapped. I've lost count of how many times this has happened. For us to move forward and become a force again, we need to uncuff ourselves from this mentality. Klopp has a lot of work to do. Ginge 82, yet more confirmation that long-term Milner, Lucas, Allen, etc., etc. are just not good enough to be here and that the manager has so much work to do. Dire stuff. Darren Campbell, it was shit, yes, but Klopp will figure it out. And I mean, it's a long walk from Newcastle to Liverpool. Silver linings, people. Seriously, I do trust them to turn it around. I'm tired of people talking about signings, though. I wouldn't want to become a club that throws crazy money at their team, even though we've spent a lot. It isn't doing Chelsea any good right now, so it isn't always the answer. Klopp believes in coaching, and I think it might be the way forward. And peak game in HD, no energy from the attack and no linking play from the midfield. Passing was slow and there was little passion Some really interesting points. We're going to start with LTC Spitfires. I thought this is a really, really good comment, actually, to be honest with you. It was a little bit like the performance of old. What's he going to say? For us to move forward and become a force again, we need to uncuff ourselves from this mentality. That's an absolutely great point, isn't it? I mean, this thing has been hanging over Liverpool now for a lot of years. And you might be right, this might be the greatest task Jurgen Klopp faces at this football club, other than winning the league, of course. That's going to be probably the biggest task, but one might lead to the other, you never know. Ginge 82, yet more confirmation that long-term Milner, Lucas and Alla aren't good enough. You know what, Lucas has been, I would say, our standout player all season, so if you think others in the side deserve to stay, why not the one who's playing better than them? And James Milner, look, he's doing a job, you know. People have really seem to bash James Milner. I don't think when everybody's fit, he should be first name on the team sheet. You know, Emre Can has got probably a lot more potential than James Milner has this late on in his career. But yeah, like, he's starting to perform on the pitch. There's still a place in this squad for James Milner, at least until Jordan Henderson comes back anyway for me. Firmino, Dr. Vitriolic. I don't think Firmino should play alongside Benteke very often. Firmino works better with creative players like Lallana and Coutinho, not direct players like Benteke and Ibe to some extent. It didn't help that those three were so far apart compared to when we played against Chelsea and City. When he's playing as a 9.5, he's such a handful due to his runs, skills and bit of magic. In my opinion, Benteke is best suited to a super sub role, like when he came on and scored against Chelsea. But let's not write neither Firmino or Benteke off just yet. Both have showed that they have real quality. Today was just a poor showing from the whole team. With that being said, we go again. Again, some really, really interesting points. And you know what? I slated Christian Benteke on the show last night after on my match reaction show, I think it was. I remember mentioning something about the fact that he's not willing to make those runs in behind, and he's not the type of player who, when he gets there, is confident enough to finish it. I watched the game back, and I remember I sort of brought back memories from the game that I forgot about when I was doing my match reaction. There were so many times during the game when Benteke is actually pointing to where he wants the ball. You know, we could do a lot worse than giving him the ball when he asks for it. You know, that's a player who wants the ball. When someone's pointing for the ball, they want it, don't they? They want it there and they're confident there. So when he points for a pass, let's try and give it him and then see what he does, instead of people like me moaning about him not being the type of player who can play on the line. There's me. There's a retraction from last night. Anyway, back onto Firmino. May Firos. Firmino, not a Liverpool player. Our players are fucking scared to take a shot when Benteke plays. Take him out, please, and you will see a fast-paced game once again. The lone wolf. Firmino has had only one good game, and that was at Man City. The other times, to put it literal, he has been crap. Yes and no. He's had at worst 2 good games, because Chelsea and City were both good games for Firmino, I think. Anyway, Benteke, the Trinidadian, not Benteke, that's the YouTube commenter. Benteke was the worst player on the pitch. He had no energy at all. Unlike him, anyway, we can't win them all. Still keeping the faith, though, onwards and upwards. And clear right. Can't have players given 5 goals between them midweek and you bench them both to please Benteke. Killed our attacking game. Firmino was poor. Allen and Lucas going to foul themselves out. Allen and Lucas going to foul themselves out the team. Yeah, through yellow cards and stuff, yeah. Decision making and passing was poor. We go again now. And chaos, dude. Ivan Benteke is like oil and water. There you go. And finally, the comment of, if you know what, I'm going to save it. I've got one more comment before comment of the week. Newcastle view. ASMR Whisper Light. Fact is that if you'd have started with Henderson, Lallana, Coutinho and a fully fit Sturridge, you'd have hammered us. For me, Lovren just ain't a Liverpool player. Don't know about Skrtel overall, but he used to have 7 own goals. Having a midfield 3 of Lucas, Allen and Milner was never really going to get you much. For me, you know, honestly, I don't know why you bought him. Gives the ball away, doesn't really create much. Benteke, I'm not sure. He's been on the bench a lot more than I expected him to be for you. Don't know why. Of course, you should have had a goal with Moreno's shot, really. Both sides were crap, and a draw would have been the first result. Very balanced view from the draw, the end there. And comment of the week, Moody Ali. Benteke is a bag of potatoes. I'm not sure if that's actually true or not. Let me know in the comments section whether you think Benteke is actually a bag of potatoes. Don't forget to check out the back pages live show from earlier on today and all the rest of the comments in the aftermath of Liverpool's 2-0 defeat to Newcastle United. And of course, we'll be doing the final word show. It's promises to be a cracker on the redmentv.com. But it is a cathartic experience, so join me over there. Anyway, Chris Pajak, signing off. Let's try and reverse the scores.
Look at that. Says the league position at the top. You see that?
Is that, oh man, this is awful. When did they start doing that? Right.
It's a good start.
Yeah, I don't know how to go past this, so... circle shoot?
There's no circle, mate. That's PlayStation.
Oh. Fucking hell. I'm going to get slaughtered here.
B is shoot.
B is